Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently frantically trying to put together the Empire of Cain and Bornu so that we don't have quite as messy of a succession. However, we currently, I believe, still have a truce? Yeah, for another 44 days with Salamat here. And the question is, what do we want to do in terms of war goals? I mean, we have these claims, that's not a great, efficient use of prestige. We can't do another subjugation. We could do a kingdom invade, but it's super inefficient. This is only 4 counties, and up here, this is only 5 counties. So that's not efficient either. Very, very awkward, to be sure. We could do a county conquer, in which case we should not get this one. We should not get this one up here, or rather, a duchy conquer. We should get this one here, just because of de jure claims. It's possible that our vassals here go after their de jure holdings. And hopefully that's the case. We'll go ahead and grab August here. That'll be fine. And we're just going to tick forward here. Oh, 50 stress. Rip. We're going to tick forward here until our truce is up. And then I think we just go after this duchy. It's not great. But what other choice do we have right now? I mean, that'll get us up to 37 out of the 42 we need, and then we'll need 5 more. I suppose at that point we could go for a kingdom invasion. That is something we could do. And maybe we should do that first. Because this would be 5 total here. Wait, what's this war? This looks like a civil war. Claim internal. Okay. Not ideal. I was hoping that they'd press claims out here. I do wish we could do a grab all de jure territory claim, but unfortunately, like, look at all this de jure territory that we hold. If we could just do a take all de jure territory, then yeah, we could absolutely do this. But alas, we can't. So maybe we do this kingdom invade first, and then take this afterwards. Yeah, I'm leaning towards that right now. So we should probably go ahead and declare this at this juncture. We will do a kingdom invade, not this kingdom. This is the less efficient kingdom. We will invade the Kingdom of Darfur. This will cost us 2,000 prestige, but in exchange for 5 counties, yeah, we'll take that. Okay. So we're going to need our rally points, of course, and we'll place down a rally point here and a rally point here. But I'm going to switch these, actually. No, I'm not. Right? Yeah, no, I'm not. Right now, we're just going to raise up our levy troops down here. We're going to raise up our normal troops here, and we're going to immediately split off our onagers and begin moving them down to this capital. We will go ahead and raise up levy troops here. And how many are we going to need? 708. Okay. So we'll gather these. How many troops does she have in total? 3k? Fine. We'll raise up around 5k here. Okay. That'll be fine. Now she's raising her troops here. We're going to come around. We're going to raise a few more. 7k. This will be good. And we're going to come in over here. We're going to tell our onagers to hold off. I want the levy troops to get there first. Like so. Okay. There we go. Should be good. So in we go, and we're going to have no trouble squashing this at all. We joined in their battle, which is kind of awkward, to be sure. We'll see what ends up happening here. Yeah, we got no war score for that because there was another battle occurring. Very awkward indeed. We'll get some prestige from this anyway. We'll take that. Okay, and then we will go ahead and station here around 1,000 levies and our onagers. And the rest of these troops, I want to bring them down south. Chase down these guys. This would be a good scenario for us if we were to properly catch them. I'm guessing they're retreating to here, but they're probably going to head out this direction, is my guess. So maybe what we do is we raise additional levies here. Okay. It's all good. Perfect. This is ideal right now. We got them to turn around, and we're herding them back towards our army. Now, these levies are pretty useless, right? They're not very good at their job, but they'll hold them there until our proper troops arrive. And that's exactly what we're going for. Actually, the levies were winning that through some miracle. Okay, that's fine. There we go. And we did get a valuable hostage there. But we're going to head up this direction because this is the war goal up here. We're sieging their capital, but that's not part of the war goal. We'll see what we get out of the capital siege. Okay, we're at 73% right now. Now, a lot of this is from prisoners. 23%. We are maxed with battles, so we don't actually care about fighting any additional battles. We're just going to make our way up here and begin a siege on this actual war goal province. A question of loyalty. We'll confront her directly. What could possibly go wrong? I only needed to hear her say it. 4 months. They're turning around? What are they doing? This is absurd. Why are they doing this? They're going to get stack wiped. Okay. I mean, I'll take that. That was an absurdly bad move on their part. Okay, so our siege is happening over here. We've got 2 months left. We're not going to assault this. And over here, 5 months left. We're sieging at an okay clip despite not having any onagers up here. I would definitely like to get another unit of onagers. There's no doubt about that. I also wouldn't necessarily mind trading out one of these units of camel riders once we have access to these guys. However, barracks and crop rotation are kind of higher priorities for me right now. Plenary assemblies are going to be nice to have, but they're not, strictly speaking, necessary. We're up to 87%. We'll come up over here. Wonderful. This is part of the realm, right? Yeah. Just checking. Yeah, we're being raided by a pretty powerful force. I would love to fight them, but now is not the time. We could politely decline. Who is this? 150 free prestige? Sure, we'll take that. Wonderful. So, is the Kingdom of Darfur actually made? No. Okay. However, I believe this will give us enough to make it. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. We're going to finish up this siege. This may get us there. It did. It actually did. So we'll enforce our demands. Wonderful. And we now need to hand out some of this territory. We'll go ahead and put these guys down. They don't need to be up right now. Oh, there we go. It was just taking a little bit. Excellent. We'll hand this out. This is our son and champion. Yeah, that's okay. He can do that. Basically, as long as they're the correct culture, that's what I care about the most right now. So we'll hand out Salamat as well. There we go. And we'll hand out Ain Farah as well. There we go. Wonderful. Now that should give us the ability to create the Kingdom of Darfur. We can usurp the Emirate of West Darfur, which we will do. There we go. And we'll need to hand that out, of course. That goes to this guy. We will grant that to him. Wonderful. And then we need to create the Kingdom of Darfur, which we absolutely will. Excellent. That makes us, I believe, the de jure ruler of this. Now, I don't think... Yeah, that's a big kingdom. That makes us the de jure ruler of all this. In fact, we are now officially the de jure ruler of everything in Kingdom Bornu. We don't have enough to create the Empire title yet. We need one more county. However, we did create borders over here. So we don't need to go after Salamat, technically. Now, she would not accept vassalage, obviously. But, would you? He's at war. He's defending. I would be interested in just a single de jure county, although Conquer County is actually cheaper. Now, what is this war that he's in? This one. So this would not be a contesting war goal. I like it. Okay, and we're going to pop our rally point up over here. Actually, yeah, this is as good as we're going to be. We'll go ahead and raise up our troops here. That'll be fine. Do we need any levy troops to do this? Technically, we don't, but I'm going to go ahead and raise up a few of them. Not very many. Maybe around 1,500 is all we need. This is enough. And we'll have them come in over here. These guys will go ahead and attack on the mountains. I want to make sure we have leadership here. Yeah, skill 22, it's not necessarily the best, but we have a skill 24 commander available. This guy's skill 25. He'll take over once he gets there. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so they're just going to stand up in the mountains. There's this force over here that's hostile to us, and that's a big force, but they're going to come up here. Technically, our wars are not conflicting. If he decides to fight us, we'll have to raise more troops. We'll see what he decides. Anything? No movement yet. Okay. It looks like he's okay with this. He wants to finish this siege. Oh, he's going north. I'm perfectly fine with that. He can do that all he wants. Wonderful. In the meantime, we can definitely go ahead and ransom off these prisoners. Wonderful. And we can lawfully imprison this guy. 86%. I'm going to go for it. And we do need a new steward. Skill 9? Ugh. But okay. We are currently 41. We did manage to imprison that guy. That's good. Would have been awkward if we hadn't. And we'll just take his 29 gold as a recompense. He's going to fight up here. I'm 1,000,000% okay with this. I want to just finish the siege as cheaply as possible here. We're kind of greeting this. There's no doubt about that. Okay, these guys are just kind of wandering around over here. That puts us at 80%. I was hoping we'd get a little further than that. I wonder if we can catch these guys while this fight is happening. Yes. Yes, we can. This is a very greedy. This is incredibly greedy. Let's not kid ourselves here. This is ludicrously greedy. However, we got it. Okay, so now the question is, are we scared of these guys? And I think the answer is no. We managed to split this up enough. 7 months there, 4 months there. Siege curve is on our side. Wonderful. This is some interesting scenarios happening up here. The AI appears to be caught in a bit of a loop. But okay, I guess we'll accept it. We'll ransom this guy back to himself. And I'm not going to try to do anything that would adjust this loop. I'm completely fine with this. We need a new marshal, and this guy would actually be a better marshal than anyone that we have available. So I would like to swap our current steward, which is this guy, into there. And then we can put in... this is the same skill as the previous one, so that's just plain better. These guys are now properly moving because we took an attrition tick. Okay. I'm going to raise up a few extra troops here. I don't know if we lose this or not. It kind of depends on troop qualities, right? And men-at-arms counters. The chances are even according to this. Our skill 24 commander is currently in charge over here. And this is a skill 22 commander. Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes. We're winning. Okay. We'll take that. These guys, we don't need to raise more troops than this. They're just going to come over here and buy us time. We were put behind on the siege curve by this battle. Excellent. This should probably actually get us to 100% war score winning this battle. Certainly with this siege here. Either way, we're going to get to 100% war score. Call to war? I accept. I don't know what we're doing. We'll figure that out in a little bit. We've got bigger problems right now, though. Not exactly problems, I suppose. Bigger issues that we're working on. So we're going to enforce that demand. And these guys, they're going to have to move back to our territory. But these guys are going to go ahead and disband. Look at our prestige. That's bonkers. And we are going to need to, of course, hand this out. And as long as it's the correct culture, I'm okay with it. These guys will go ahead and be put down. And the time has come. We can create the title, The Empire of Kingdom Bornu, which we will do, of course. Wonderful. And we have changed colors, sadly, but we can go ahead and go into our Empire title here. This, of course, is our primary title, I believe. Or rather, it should be. We need to look at... Let's see here. The Kingdom of Canaan. Who is that currently controlled by? Us. Okay, so the Kingdom of Canaan is here. Our capital is, of course, here, and then our primary title is now the Empire level title. So when we succeed here, we are going to lose some titles. We're going to lose the Grand Emirate of Air. We're going to lose the Grand Emirate of Sao, Emirate of Borgu. We're going to lose the Grand Emirate of Not Air, and the Grand Emirate of Darfur. That's actually okay. We're probably actually going to hand those out, in all honesty, before this succession happens. I don't necessarily want each of them having two kingdoms. So that's something that we're going to need to do. We will go ahead and ransom these prisoners. Or that prisoner, anyway. We are, of course, going to need to change our empire name from Kingdom Boru to Air, and our adjective to Aryan. Perfect. Wonderful. So we are now Empire level, which means that we are this person's de jure ruler. They won't accept this currently, but that's fine. They don't need to. We have done a lot. Now, we do have 4 out of 5 holdings now. We can hold an additional personal holding because we are an emperor. I do want to look at Canaan here, specifically the duchy level titles in Canaan. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So up here is 1, 2, 3 as well. Yeah, not ideal. $1 perhaps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $1 could work. Now this is de jure inside the Kingdom of Sao, which isn't ideal. We would prefer that it be within the Kingdom of Canaan. We could maybe work with de jure drift on that. Yeah, there are no valid targets right now. There might be in a little bit. So we could take $1 for ourselves and give up on Borgu. That is something that we could do. Borgu is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, that would be ideally the same. Sao also currently has access to some floodplains. Although the capital is in drylands, which is not necessarily ideal. But we could work on de jure drifting that potentially. So we're going to need to give away some of our kingdom level titles at this point. The Grand Emirate of Air. We want to give this one away. I think we just go ahead and give this to this chiefess. So we will grant her the title of Grand Emirate of Air, including the Emirate of Borgu. That will go with. Okay. So that's now her holdings. Next, we need to look at not air. That should go to this person. And we will grant that right on over, the Grand Emirate of not air. Wonderful. Okay, what other kingdom level titles do we hold? We do want to hold the Grand Emirate of Canaan, for sure. Sao, I'm a little bit iffy about. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check something. I'm going to make a save. I don't know if I'm going to revert this or not yet. We'll find out. But the idea is this. If we give away the Grand Emirate of Sao, but we keep this duchy here for ourselves, the Duchy of $1, the question then becomes, can we de jure drift that into Canaan with our Chancellor? That we will need to appoint, of course. So this guy, he currently holds... Well, actually, what's the Emirate of $1 held by? This guy. Okay. So if I were to revoke this, he would accept. He would completely accept. Do it. Okay. So, there we go. We now hold this down here, as well as the Grand Emirate, which these are held by other vassals. Who is this guy? Ah, yeah, see, this is a situation that we don't want to have necessarily, but we'll deal with him a little bit later on. So the question now becomes, if we hand out the Kingdom of Sao to... I don't want it to go to this guy. If we hand it out to this guy instead, grant titles, the Grand Emirate of Sao. I don't want the Emirate of $1 or the Sheikdom to go with. Okay. Perfect. Next, I want to appoint a Chancellor, and skill 17 will do. We can't do any title integration. That's sad. That is very sad. Perhaps we have to hold more here. Now, we do currently have the Grand Emirate of Canaan and the Grand Emirate of Darfur, which we do need to grant to someone else. That belongs over here, it looks like. So we will grant him the Grand Emirate of Darfur. Excellent. I might want to actually revert this and take Sao for ourselves, though. 2 kingdom level titles for an emperor is correct. Yeah, I think I will revert that since we can't de jure drift. So we'll just go ahead and load that back. I mostly just wanted to check to see if we could de jure drift. And we couldn't. So that does change my mind on how I want to do this. Now, this is going to be largely the same. We're still going to revoke the Emirate and the Chiefdom from this guy. And he will accept that. And then we will grant this guy Darfur as we did before. But we're going to keep Sao for ourselves. Now we're going to have to take Sao back when we inherit. That's okay. These are different. I suppose it would be, because we're holding Sao for ourselves. Okay. So now, when we inherit here, we should see that we lose the Grand Emirate of Sao, that is correct, along with the Emirate of Wandala and the Sheikdom of Wandala. And we also lose a couple of Sheikdoms up here that we can take back super easily. That's acceptable. That's what we wanted with the Empire title. These will remain within the realm, by the way. So we won't have to conquer them back. Excellent. Now I want to make sure that any of these... This is all within... Yeah, this duchy here. This guy is the only problematic guy within this duchy. If we were to revoke this, he certainly would not accept and he would rebel. So that's a thing. That is certainly a thing. However, we should definitely begin work on this duchy. We'll go ahead and construct markets here. And we're out of cash. However, that is some fantastic progress. It is time, however, to put a cut in here, so I am going to go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. Oh yeah, I was asked to show the world map, and I said I would at the beginning of this episode. I completely forgot. I apologize. Here it is. This is the current state of the world map. I'll just give it a moment here so that hopefully the end screen doesn't completely cover it up, because it has a tendency to want to do that. But, there we go. Fantastic. As I said previously, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.